Trucks, automatic elevator doors, color monitors for desktop computers, to the shape of the modern ironing board, the clothes wringer, blood banks, laser treatment for cataracts, home security systems, and the Super Soaker children's toy. Many objects and services Americans use every day were invented by black men and women whose vital contributions to our world is countless, ranging from everyday conveniences to life-saving medical devices. However, while countless numbers of these black inventors would go largely unrecognized, others, sadly, are completely lost to history. In this video today, we are going to be examining, out of a vast oceanic number of them out there, 15 black inventions and inventors who were silenced. But before we continue, do not forget to support our persevering efforts by hitting that like button in front of you. Share with your family and friends to keep
This is Black Journal, you guys. Go check them out.
Spreading our eye-opening black narrative, and kindly subscribe to stay put for more, while you also keep the channel growing. Your support means a great deal to us. Let's begin. 1. Gladys West, mathematician who gave us GPS. Gladys West, 1930 till present, is a mathematician whose extremely detailed model of the Earth became the foundation of GPS that is used today in countless applications, including navigation and communication. Born in 1930 in a small community in Virginia, Gladys West fantasized about escaping rural life and felt that education was her only way out. She earned top grades to win a full scholarship to Virginia State College and took on babysitting and teaching jobs to support herself. In 1956, shortly after graduating with a master's in mathematics, she was hired by the U.S. Naval Surface Warfare Center, at the time becoming only the second black woman ever to be hired at the facility. The very first computers arrived during that time, so she quickly learned how to program to analyze satellite data. After showcasing her skills working on award-winning studies looking at Pluto's motion relative to Neptune, she was named project manager for the CSAT radar altimetry project, the first satellite that could monitor the oceans. It was here that she created the detailed mathematical model of the shape of the Earth, which accounted for things like gravitational and tidal forces that changed the Earth's shape. However, after retiring in 1998 and recovering from a stroke, Gladys West went back to school to earn her PhD at the age of 70. It was only in 2017, after the release of the movie Hidden Figures, that she started to receive recognition for her role in revolutionizing navigation. 2. John Standard. He was said to be born in 1891 and hailed from Newark, New Jersey. He is known to have patented an improvement in the design of refrigerator and a gas stove design. John Standard lived in a time when racial discrimination was notorious in American society, and African Americans were looked down on by the American whites. John Standard's obscurity comes as a direct example of the racial mindset of the people. Surprisingly, even with the existence of a huge number of information websites on the World Wide Web, there is not one reliable source that can provide any substantially complete information about John Standard. However, what has been documented about him is that he patented an improvement in the design of the refrigerator on June 14, 1891. Contrary to a widespread belief, John Standard did not invent the refrigerator. He applied an improvement to its design. Another of John Standard's inventions was a portable form of stove that he patented on October 29, 2013. John Standard lived a life of obscurity, owing to the oppressive time he lived in. It is speculated that John Standard worked as a help for American white women and aided in sewing chores. Records were not made for African Americans, and there is wide speculation of John's birth and death records. In fact, there is no substantial record of John Standard's death or his family life. It comes as a surprise that such a person who contributed such key inventions to everyday innovation was lost to obscurity owing to a misplaced sense of racial bias. A search in the death records directory gives no result of the information of birth and death of a person named John Standard. All information that is available is through word of mouth, which is highly unreliable. It comes as a shame as to how prominent people could be ignored and downsized because they did not belong to the appropriate color. 3. Lewis Howard Latimer.
So, Tasha K. Rick Edie's ex-friend exposed her husband for allegedly being gay, attending secrets down low parties. Right? Unwind with Tasha K. and David. Unwind with Tasha K. exclusively Rick Edie's ex-friend. Exposes her husband. So if he a friend of Rick, I wonder why he didn't let her know before they got married. Say that Rick and her husband got married in 2020. So did she know he was on the down low? I don't know, but the friend knew because he said plenty of time he had bent him over. But Rick Edie ex-friend exposes her husband Michael Cunningham for allegedly being gay and attending secrets down low parties. That might sound wild, but he also had cash app receipts. He is so serious the way he say it. I believe him, you guys. Woo. And in the news, trending in the news again. Shawnee. Shannon shot reportedly offered accused of $10 million before our lawsuit went public. Now his team plans to fire back. Well, yeah, he's trending. He's in the news. This won't be the first time the Snow Bunny accused Shannon shot of doing unfavorable things to them. So, entertainment. Well, weird something. Disturbing audio of Shannon shot leaks amid our lawsuit. Big black guy chokes small white woman. This is Shannon, and this is I don't know who this is, you guys. But it says, the legal battle surrounding the Hall of Fame NFL tight end and ESPN personality Shannon Sharpe took a devastating new turn on Wednesday as the lawyer for Sharpe accuser, Tony Busby, that's the same lawyer for Diddy against Diddy, ain't it, released a second, even more disturbing audio clip to TMZ, allegedly featuring Sharpe making violent threats towards the woman, now suing him for the R word. Sharpe, 56, has denied the allegation, calling the lawsuit a shakedown in a videotape statement released Tuesday. However, the release of the new audio has injected a fresh wave of horror and controversy into this. So let's just see what they're saying right here. Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, the young lady said. So I guess we're going, she said. Sharpe responded without hesitation. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman. To which the woman quickly retorts, not a good look, Shannon, but Sharpe with alarming coldness fired back. It's not a good look, the shit you did to me. The raw, aggressive nature of the exchange paint a disturbing picture of their dynamic shortly before the allegation assault took place. But I just wanted to say, you guys, that it sounds like a role play to me. Are they role playing? I'm not into that crazy stuff, but that's what it sounds like to me. So you guys know what's been trending. Shannon Sharp. So now a popular podcaster, Sharp has denied the lawsuit allegation and accused the plaintiff of being financially motivated. Although his attorney has confirmed the 56-year-old previously offered at least $10 million to settle the case. So, Los Angeles Metro Police have told DailyMall.com Sharp is not currently being investigated by the department. Sharp is screaming consensual. Everything is consensual, is what they're saying. Anyway, you girls, why did Shannon decide to settle for $10 million? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. But the young lady is saying, and his ex is saying that, he was abusive to her as well. Now, you guys, I'm gonna play some of this interview, but you gotta go to Quiet Storm FM to get the entire details. But this is, I think her name is Sheila Hopkins. She is Andy's first cousin. I think sisters and brothers, children. But let's just see what she's saying. She was on the van, and here is exclusive interview by Quiet Storm.
Then it was like two seats facing each other. So me and her was side to side.
Okay.
But when we were going up, I sat by the window. And then when we were coming back, she sat by the window and I sat on the other side where the sliding door was open. So she was actually on that side where the driver was.
Okay. So on the driver's side, behind the driver.
That's correct.
Okay. And in front of the window.
On the side of the window, yes.
On the side of the window.
On the side of the window.
Okay, so when the van flipped to the side on the driver's side, that means y'all back was to the ground.
Our backs would have been to that window.
To the window. Yeah. Correct.
On the ground, yeah, that would be correct.
Okay. And so did y'all have a seatbelt on?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did.
What about Angie?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Can't give a correct. I can't say yes, it happened and be incorrect.
Okay. So when it flipped over, did Lethal, or do you know if Lethal was making any effort, or Ashton or anybody that was making an effort to help her get out of the van?
Yes, somebody, I believe, from what I heard, and this is hearsay because this is not what I know because I was locked out.
Okay.
So from what I know someone tried to help me get out, but I don't know if it was the truck or if it was somebody passed by and then the truck hit. That I don't know.
Okay.
But it was like a wind, and when it shook it, it made me fall back. But I don't believe. And then again, I bumped my head and I'm out again.
Okay.
So by the time the bigger truck hit the van, that's where I'm confused at. So I don't know if the wind was from the truck coming, or was the wind from a car passing and shook it, and it made me fall because I was what's his name? The guy who was in there with us.
Don't try to stress if you can't. Don't push it.
He was trying to help me out. Mm-hmm. But when that happened, it made me fly back, and then now I'm out again. I'm totally out.
Okay.
And then from there, I can't get an understanding on what happened to Angie. All I know is that when I did come to, I was in that van by myself. Everybody else was out.
Wait a minute. So when you came to, you were in the van by yourself?
I was in the van by myself, and I was looking for her.
So she was out of the van at the time then?
That's another thing. That's what all I can do. This is the only thing I can tell you. I was in that van by myself.
Wow.
I was in there by myself because when I came to, I stood up and there was a guy. I remember a white guy. He was like, "I'm gonna help you get out. I'm gonna help you get out." And I said, "Okay." And then I started wanting to know where was Angie. I'm like, "Where's my cousin? Where's my cousin?" So at this point, I'm crying. I want to know where she's at. And everybody nobody was around except for one guy laying next to me that was part of the accident. And I just remember him screaming and hollering about his neck and some other stuff. And I couldn't feel anything but numbness because I just needed to know where my cousin was.
Yeah.
And all I could do was cry. And I just wanted to, I kept going, "Where is she at? Where is she at?" And I remember it's like a vision of some people going by. And I remember her coming from under that truck. That's the only thing I can remember. And they laid her on the grass, and I said, "Angie's always cold," because they put a blanket over her eventually. So she's always cold. They're going to cover her. They didn't cover her up, but she's all right. I'm thinking in my head, and this is my own head, I'm thinking she's all right. And then reality kicked in, and I said, "Nah, they put that blanket over her head." This is me talking to myself. I said, she's not, she must be dead. So I'm constantly crying. So a lady came by, and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" She said, "Yes." And I said, is she dead? And she said, "Yeah." And I remember the guy screaming next to me about his back or something that was hurting. And she said, "Don't tell him though." And I said, "Okay." And from there, I don't know. I was just kind of out of it. It was all just too much.
My goodness.
Yeah. So from there, the only thing I could do was just continue to cry. So that's all I was doing.
So,
I wasn't screaming like crying. I was just crying because I'm a very calm person in most situations. But yeah, it was just kind of troubling from there.
do you remember by any chance, a white woman that was heavyset coming and helping?
I heard about it through YouTube. People were saying she was on YouTube and that she came to help. I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
Like I said, by the time when I came to, I just remember a white guy and a lady that had on a vest. So she must have been part of something. The same lady that told me that Andrew was dead. So she was part of the crew, I guess, that came later to help. Because by the time I got out, there was a whole crew. There was a ambulance. There was everything there.
Yeah. Yeah. By the recording, that's correct.
Yeah.
From the highway cameras. Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time I got out there, it was just other stuff going on. From what I heard, one of the twins screamed. So like I said, I'm just lost from there. Everything else would be hearsay, and I'm still not positive of a whole lot because of the situation that I was in.
Okay. So let me back up a little bit. Before that, was there an argument on there with Lethal about driving fast?
No, there was not an argument. Yeah, I don't remember it being an argument. I remember I don't remember no argument about him driving fast.
Okay. Was he driving fast, if you are aware?
It was kind of hard to tell. I mean, you can kind of feel, a little bit, but we were all, just excited about the performance that was done, and we were talking about it. I remember Angie asking me for a few things. I had a bag of some things, and she was asking if I still had some of that left, like some grapes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I gave her some of that stuff, and she kept going because I was going to drive to South Carolina that whenever I got dropped off. So she was like, she wanted some grapes. She said, give me one of those grapes. And I said, yeah. So I gave her some grapes. And then she wanted to know if I had she asked me to say chips. And I told her, yeah, there's some of those in there. And she ate some of that. And she said, I'm sorry. She said, because I'm going to bother you one more time. And I said, it's okay. She said, do you have any gum? I said, yeah, I have some gum. No, it was some gum she had bought. And I said, yeah, it's in the bag. So I gave her that gum. And she said, thank you. And I said, okay. She said, I ain't going to bother you no more. I said, it's all right. And then she got on the phone. I was talking to somebody because I remember telling her to get some sleep. I said, you got a long day. I said, you need to get some sleep. Mm-hmm. And Angie wasn't sleeping. She was up.
Right.
She was on the phone. Mm-hmm.
You okay, right? I want to make sure you're okay. I don't want to stress you out.
No, I'm okay for right now.
Okay. All right. Can you describe the relationship that Angie and Lethal had, if any?
I don't know the relationship they had. I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay. And you're Angie's cousin, right?
I'm her first cousin, yes.
First cousin. So y'all, which parents are related?
My mom and her dad were sisters and brothers.
Okay. Okay.
You've got a subscription for streaming
So,
movies.
that, as you see, that's Angie first kid. You guys go over there and I got this from Quiet Storm FM on YouTube. To listen at the whole thing, it will open your eyes and blow your mind. And I need to thank you, Quiet Storm, for continue to keep this case alive. Thank you, Quiet Storm. Thank you too, Miss Sheila. Thank you too.
I know I did some duets with some incredible artists, and share this with you because it's very hard to do these songs now. I share this with you. We lost one of our key members of my band and my crew, Mr. Jonathan Richmond, passed away on New Year's Day. This is our first show without him. Very hard because he used to fill in for Calvin Richardson and for Anthony Hamilton, my duets. It's hard to try to do this without him sitting on keys and singing, but because I know y'all want to hear a little bit of it, I'm gonna attempt. Sing it! Sing it! Sing it!
So as y'all can see, Angie, some of her band members just died suddenly also. So she's having to have to adapt to new people around her, new surroundings around her.
I'm gonna ask you to help me out as best you can. But we're gonna dedicate this segment to Jonathan Richmond, who was an extraordinary producer and songwriter. He helped co-write these songs. Y'all check it out. I'm gonna do the best I can. So if y'all know the words, y'all can help me fill in. Let's go. Stay for a while. Come on.
That's him right there in that corner. That's him.